Welcome to Bollox Talks and Tangents. I have no idea what Blake said right before we went on air, but hey, we're back. We missed last week.
Yeah, but a good reason though.
Oh, yeah, that guy Ian. What an asshole.
Ian is a fucking asshole.
He's an asshole. Brought a lot of rain. But we appreciate you guys joining us this week. We got some really fun stuff.
We got a great show to see.
We got some
great
fun stuff. We're going to talk about some best worst movies or worst best movies.
Right, you know the movies that are so bad they're fantastic?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Amazing. And then we're going to talk about the one I'm really excited about is the one we did probably more research on, because the other one we're just going to be...
Yeah, we're kind of winging.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. Is war animals that are heroes.
Yeah, animals that fought in wars that did really heroic things. Yeah. Pretty amazing stuff.
Pretty amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. All right, but first thing we got to do is we got to say thank you to our sponsors, and we got a brand new sponsor.
Yes, we do.
We have City Gates Distillery and St. Augustine Distillery.
Yeah.
All right, they're owned by the same people. They do an amazing work. The whiskey of the week is from City Gate. It is a peanut butter whiskey.
Peanut butter whiskey. I'm going to tell you, I was skeptical. Troy pulled it out. I looked at him. I gave him the hairy eyeball. I said, come on. And he said, try it. Seriously, this thing is absolutely delicious.
Really yummy.
It is so good. I can't even describe to you how good it is. It's like drinking silk. It's like drinking nutty silk.
It is really
gorgeous.
It is really yummy. And they gave us a sheet on this.
They did, and I'm gonna read to you the sheet here.
Okay.
So it's 60 proof. It's bold. It's smooth. It's undeniable nutty. Our peanut butter whiskey balances sweet and salty flavors all in one unique pour. It is stone cold gorgeous whiskey.
Stone cold gorgeous.
I'm telling you.
And it lives up to that.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm not joking, you guys. This is beautiful. It's got a little hint of coffee in the finish. It is decadent. It is rich. It is nutty. City Gate Distillery, guys, right downtown. Go there.
Go check out the peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah,
it's our whiskey of the week. They came on strong. Did I show? I got to show you the bag.
Show me the bag.
Show you the bag.
Yeah.
So they came in. And
look at that,
filled with whiskey.
Oh,
look at that.
That's
look
amazing.
At that. So
that's a bag of whiskey, ladies and gentlemen.
Amazing.
That's a proper gift right there.
All right. The other sponsor we got to talk about, because we're having it for dinner.
I had it for dinner earlier. Troy's eating it right now.
All right. So 900 degree pizza and pasta. All right. I just want to say over there, Heather, you knocked it out of the park with the pizza tonight. She was nervous. She's like, oh, you're going to eat my pizza on air? I was like, you knocked it out of the park. You did a great job. Mike over there, appreciate you guys. Amazing sponsors. Chris and Sarah, the owners over there. It's in a great location right near the high school.
Right by the high school. It's right by the high school.
You talk about them.
Parents, send your kids there after school, order pizza, take one home. These guys make beautiful pizza. It is so good. The sauce has got a kick to it. And they are wonderful people, wonderfully generous.
So happy to have them as partners.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of partners, the people that keep me out of trouble. Abare, Kresge and Associates. My accountants should be your accountants. They do an amazing job. Still swallowing pizza. They do an absolutely amazing job.
They're good for everybody. Like if you got a small business, they're great. If you're like Troy and you've got 27 small businesses, they're even better.
I just can't figure out what I'm good at.
You know?
One of these days.
You
know what we need next week? Jack of all trade needs to be the origin.
Oh, I really should.
We have not looked that up.
We haven't. What is wrong with us?
Master of none. Jack of all trade. I don't know if that describes me any better. So
master of something.
Yeah.
Well, Derek, do you know what the one thing I don't like about my dad having 27 businesses?
What is that?
They're all gonna go to me.
Yeah, he's gonna have to take them, but you can sell them off. Like
there you go.
You don't have to work them all. Yeah. By the time. I just spit pizza. By the time that's going to show up great. By the time you You get them. You probably can sell off the ones you don't want.
Yeah, you get $9-10 for each one.
Yeah,
excellent.
6, 7's what I was thinking. But
and
I
Abare,
appreciate
Kresge and Associates will find a way to make sure that that money is wisely taxed.
Yeah,
or not
taxed.
Yeah.
Or not taxed, preferably. So, all right, and they're really good at that.
They're damn good at that.
All right,
the Beacon Listening Room and Gypsy Cab Company.
yeah, they're
Ladies
side by
and
side. Wonderful people. Tonight there's a shrimp dinner special at the Beacon. If you want to
Yeah.
go over there, there's live music over there after we're done with our show, of course.
Of course.
And just the Gypsy chicken. I don't know if there's a better meal in town.
It's a great meal. You know what? I've started hanging out at the Beacon, just coming out of the neighbourhood. For me, it's a straight across the street on the bike, having a couple of drinks, and then casually sliding home. The staff is amazing, service is incredible, and it's just a nice location. It's a cool little spot. I like it a lot.
No, and the staff. I do my trivia show there on Wednesday night, and we were slammed last
You're
night.
always slammed.
It was slammed last night, and I was mediocrely entertaining.
Good night for you.
It was a solid night for me. Solid night. I barely got booed or hissed.
Oh,
Yeah, so I
Okay.
I
Well done,
don't
you.
think I made enough people angry, but it's okay.
yeah.
So
There's always
Blake,
next week.
was I mediocrely entertaining last night?
You were, but you also got to do a little tradition that we do at trivia. When we say 2 certain words, we have to boo.
Oh, when we say stone cold.
You gotta boo. You gotta boo. You gotta boo.
Yeah, so they got booed 2 nights in a row.
Good.
So, but just a beautiful place over there. Like you said, great staff. We just have a wonderful time every time we're there on Wednesday nights, and just so happy they're our partners.
Yeah, for sure.
Kendra and Frank are doing an amazing job, and just really step that place up a level. All right. I'm gonna let you talk about our man.
Okay, Reggie at Meehan's Irish Pub.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's one of the great bars, not only in St. Augustine, I would argue in the continental United States of America. There's 3 great bars in it. The service is impeccable.
Yeah, 3 bars under one roof.
3 bars under one roof. But I think what I love most about it is, like, Reggie's involved in the community. Meehan's are involved in the community. They're not just a bar, they're part of St. Augustine's fabric at this stage. And I think that's what I love most about them.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful place. The food is incredible. Doesn't matter whether you're inside, upstairs, out the back, the service is impeccable. Guys, drink at Meehan's. You won't go wrong.
Yeah. No, and Reg, like you said, Reggie's involved. He gets involved. He's Night of Lights are coming up. They participate in that. They always do a beautiful job with the building there.
They do. But you know what? They take part in all the 5Ks, and they have a Meehan's team. They make an effort. They contribute to so much stuff. And you know what? They don't beat their chest about it either. But they're wonderful people.
Yeah, but you have the backyard
Backyard bar.
What's the oyster? Johnny's
Oyster Bar.
Johnny's
up top.
Oyster Bar, and then you got the bar inside.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful place.
Yeah.
So, all right. Last but definitely not least, the St. Augustine Pirate Museum.
Wonderful place.
All right. Cindy over there just does an amazing job with it. And Pat Croce, his original idea of bringing this to St. Augustine, so thankful he brought it from Key West to here.
Too. And I was skeptical.
Yeah.
When I heard about it, I was skeptical. But it is so good. It is so authentic. He's got every detail right. I genuinely, since we started here, I've been back about 3 times. And every single time I go back, I learn something new, something more. Yeah. There's always something else to learn there. It's an incredible space.
Yes. So, no, it is. And it's in a great location. So we can go to City Gate, get some peanut butter whiskey, go to the Pirate Museum.
Walk a block to the Pirate Museum, and then walk around the corner, and you're in Meehan's.
Meehan's. You're set for the night.
That's a perfect triumph right there.
Bollox Talks and Tangents got you there.
There you go.
So,
see?
All right. And then if you need a late night meal, you call 900 Degree Pizza for you. All right. So we usually do word origins.
Word origins.
Like our phrases. So I have 2. How many do you have?
I got 2.
Okay. So what do you have this week?
I got the first one was a suggestion from my wife's aunt, Jody, who lives up in Cleveland. She tunes in Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, thank you, Jody.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And she gave me the suggestion of lollygagging. Lollygagging.
Okay.
And obviously, if you're lollygagging, you're dawdling.
There's no
you're
lollygagging
wasting
in our
time.
world.
We don't allow lollygagging.
Yeah.
Down with that sort of thing.
No lollygagging, Blake.
But back in the day, this is what I found. It used to also mean fooling around.
Oh.
It was your grandmother's word for lovemaking.
Oh.
Lollygagging.
Oh.
And I came across a thing.
Like making whoopee.
Making whoopee.
Okay.
I found a quote from an Iowa newspaper.
Yeah.
In 1868. And I'm going to read this quote because I fucking love this quote.
And wait, in 1860?
1868.
Oh, 1868.
Yeah.
There was an Iowa?
There was.
Oh, okay.
More or less. Kind of. The lascivious, lollygagging lumps of licentiousness
Wow.
who disgrace the common decencies of life by their love-sick fawnings at our public dances. Oh. That was an editorial slapping down the depraved Iowan youth and their
For dancing?
horniness at the public dances.
They were within 2 feet of each other.
They were.
She
brilliant.
almost showed ankle.
Almost. But, you know, if she had a finely turned ankle,
There you go.
I'd be okay
No
with that.
cankles in this world.
No.
Yeah.
Not in my world.
Yeah, so lollygagging.
Lollygagging.
So it went from making whoopee to being lazy as hell.
Yeah.
I guess that all depends on how you make the whoopee.
It does. And where you start in a recumbent position, I suppose, either way.
Yeah. I don't want to be called lollygagging. All right, so my next one, because in every story, there's a silver lining.
There is always a silver lining. Yeah.
So the term silver lining actually came from mid-1800s,
Okay.
talking about the cloud had a silver lining.
All right.
So it was the good part of the cloud. So like that's the part where, okay, it's going to stop raining and it's no longer going to rain. So the silver lining, so, you know, every story has a silver lining.
Right.
Every cloud is eventually going to stop raining. And that's where silver lining came from.
Aw. Silver lining.
So it's kind of like the little halo that's
Yeah.
around a cloud, like the bright part around the cloud that's the rain cloud.
Probably somebody really positive came up with that.
Yeah.
I hate those
Screw
people.
him.
Bastards.
Yeah.
All right.
Screw him. Cheers.
Cheers on that.
Cheers to that asshole.
So I got another one from the 19th century, and I'm guessing a lot of people have heard this one. It's come hell or high water.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
hell or high water.
Yeah.
And basically, you know, despite any obstacle,
It fits this week.
no matter, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, because there was a lot of high water.
Hell or high water. No matter the difficulty, we will overcome. Now, lots of different places claiming origin
Okay.
of this one. But as far as I can figure it, it refers to cattle driving,
Okay.
right? The guys driving the huge herds of
makes
cattle.
sense. Okay, I get that.
And they were going to get to their destination, come hell or high water.
Either they die
Yeah.
or
they drown.
or
they get
the
there.
creek was just too high.
Yeah. And so it's all
If
about
the creek don't rise.
If the creek don't rise.
Yeah.
It's all about getting the cattle across the rivers, particularly in the springtime when you have that spring
Determined,
flood. And yeah, no matter what, we'll get them there, come hell or high water. So I kind of like it.
Yeah, no, it's good. All right, my last one is for this week, word origin, have your work cut out for you.
I love that.
Okay, so have your work cut out for you came from tailoring.
Okay.
All right, so you would think it would be good if someone cut out all the fabric for you.
Right.
All right, but when you cut out all the fabric, that just means the work just began.
Right.
So you take and you cut out all the fabric in the design.
Yeah.
That's the easy part.
You still got to sew.
Then you got to sew. So that's just, you know, you have your work cut out for you means, man, you got a hard job ahead of you.
Right.
But it came from tailoring, and you know they would.
But, and it comes from tailoring where somebody clearly was helping, going,
Yes.
I cut your work out for you.
yeah.
But it still means
You still have your work cut out.
Yeah,
for
you got a lot of
you
work
still
to
got
do.
a lot of work. You still got a long way to go.
that's a great
Yeah.
expression.
So I like that one. That one kind of stuck out with me.
Talking about tailors, I've always wanted to be. One time in my life, I'll get myself a bespoke suit, a suit cut for me. You know, not something you're buying off the rack. I'd like to be wealthy enough to walk into, you know, Savile Row in London and
Yeah.
get my measurements and make me a suit.
Yeah. I have a couple of sports coats.
Yeah?
But I don't have an entire suit. Yeah. And
Well,
they're-
you're fancy.
They're not. I'm very bouge. I'm very
They're
bouge.
very bouge.
I'm very bouge. So, all right. So, best worst movies, worst best movie.
Okay.
All right. So, where do you want to start?
Okay, I'm going to start with my personal
Because
favorite.
we're just going to kind of throw some things because some friends of mine throw some things at me too.
So my personal best worst movie of all time is The Quiet Man.
Never heard of it.
It's John Ford directed it
Okay.
with John Wayne and Maureen O'Sullivan.
Okay.
Right? They made it right after Rio Grande.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Is this where he tried the really bad accent?
They went to Ireland, and it's John Wayne as a former boxer who accidentally killed a man in the ring and swore he would never fight again. And he goes back to Ireland. It's 1952.
But he's supposed to be an Irishman?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a really bad accent.
The accent is so bad.
It's awful. It is
So
awful.
bad.
It is so... I have seen this movie.
He goes back...
I know the name of it.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
He goes back to Innisfree to claim his homeland and his heritage. It's so fucking bad, but it's amazing. They have one of the best... worst fight scenes in the history of movies.
Where they're missing by like a foot and a half.
Oh, and they're falling in and out of bars, and eventually, John Wayne lays out the bad guy in them. He's not even a bad guy.
Yeah.
But I was reading up about the movie. John Ford bought the rights for $10.
Yeah.
$10. He bought the rights for this story.
Yeah. He overpaid by 8.
He did, yeah. But it was the highest grossing film of the year. It won 3 Academy Awards.
What? How did that win an Academy Award?
Right? Like, the reviews were incredible at the time, right? But my favourite part is, it's blamed for the rose-coloured, green-tinted glasses that Americans have of Ireland. Because it's filmed in this syrupy and everything in Ireland is magnificent and gorgeous and cottagey, and there's red-haired women running around
Beautiful
everywhere.
red-haired women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And... we actually think the Irish tourist industry was born with
because of this
the Quiet
movie.
Man. Yeah, and
That's hilarious.
So
what is it thought of in Ireland? Is it loved?
It's loved in the way that like people in Ireland would watch it and say the morning after St. Patrick's Day with a hangover, going, "Oh fuck, this is on. Let's watch this and laugh." Yeah, it's so bad. It's amazing.
All right, so you're from Ireland.
I am.
You married an American woman.
I did.
All right, so I'm not going to insult you by this. But it might be insulting to your culture, and that's okay too.
Absolutely.
All right. So someone once told me that the women in England and Ireland aren't attractive because the Vikings stole all the pretty women.
I would
Is there any truth to that?
I would almost.
Is there any
believe that.
truth to that at all?
I would agree with that with regard to the English.
But I know some beautiful Irish women.
Yeah,
So.
I would agree with that with regard to the English.
Sharon and Trish kicked my ass if they heard me say that.
Yeah,
naughty, sorry.
I think the Vikings definitely did that to the English, but I think in Ireland, the Vikings got to Ireland and we softened them over the years.
You're like, shit, they ain't got anything.
Yeah.
They got less than we do.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Life. All right, what do you got?
All right, so my personal best worst movie is the movie that scared the bejesus out of me when I was a kid. It was called Trilogy of Terror.
Never heard of it.
Okay, it's a little cannibal dude who's it's like the original Chucky.
Okay.
So like they totally stole the premise of Chucky from Trilogy of Terror. So you're gonna have to Google it when we're off the show. But if you took the necklace off this little cannibal dude,
it's Chucky.
Came to life, and he had big teeth, and he would just he'd get a butcher knife out of the kitchen and chase this. He was torturing this woman the entire chasing her all through the house. I was terrified of it. I watched it as an adult. I was like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever seen. But it was considered the scariest movie of that year. It was in 1971, 72 or something like that. And it was called Trilogy of Terror.
Okay, I got another one for you.
Okay.
This to me, and I watched it recently. This to me is the Citizen Kane of bad movies.
Okay.
And everybody knows this movie. Showgirls.
Showgirls. I have Striptease on my list.
Striptease.
And we talked about it on my show. Or
okay.
on Mike's show.
So Striptease is really bad.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds in Striptease. What the fuck is he doing in that movie?
He's like the creepiest politician of all time.
And that's saying something.
All greased up in Vaseline.
Okay, Showgirls. Fuck. 1995. They spent $45 million to make Showgirls.
Yeah.
The guy who wrote Basic Instinct.
Great movie,
right?
Great movie, yeah.
The guy who directed Showgirls, directed RoboCop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct. They thought they had something.
Yeah.
And
they just wrote checks. He was probably baked out of his mind.
Fuck, it's so bad.
Yeah.
And it's so bad on every level imaginable. I know there's There's people now go, nah, man, it was a satire. No, it fucking wasn't. It's just terrible.
It was bad. It was just bad.
It's bad from a movie standpoint.
Sorry, there was a lot of boobies in it, so I gave it.
Yeah.
I give it. It's
And it was NC-17, and they actually sent people around movie theaters to make sure that no underage people would get in. But Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell, is Nomi, the girl from Back East.
Yeah.
It's
she gets mugged like the first time there.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's
every possible cliche.
Every cliche.
Yeah.
But it's bad as every, like, if you're, I just, it's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
It's magnificent.
Yeah.
You can't watch it. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Yeah. And see, and I love Striptease because Demi Moore is just so smoking hot.
I'm going to tell you, I was at a private screening of Striptease before it came out in the movie theaters with Demi Moore.
See, now you're just rubbing it in. Now you're just rubbing it in.
I am just rubbing it in, right?
Now you're just rubbing it in. So, no, but it's funny you said
for another day.
You said Showgirls, and I had Striptease on my list.
All right, what else you got?
All right, so we're done with Striptease,
Yeah.
the greasy. And I still think that the character that came out of Striptease is how Burt Reynolds got the character from Boogie Nights.
Oh, without a doubt.
I think
Without a doubt.
I think his creepiness from that gave him, and they're like, okay, we can work with this.
Yeah.
And then they knocked the edges off of it, and they came up with the character on Boogie Nights.
I bet you're right.
Yeah. So I mean, just kind of put that together and go, okay, I kind of see it. All right.
It's a quick one. Hold on.
Yeah, but like,
So there was an IMDb rating of like every movie from like every year.
Yeah.
Where did Showgirls finish in '95?
Showgirls, it's got to be. It's got to be in the bottom.
It won 7 Razzies. It got the Golden Raspberry Award. It's the worst movie of the year.
So according to IMDb, out of 108 movies that were shown in 1995, it ranks 72nd.
Wow, there was
worse movies?
There was 30 more worse
I
movies.
refuse to believe that.
There was 30 more worse movies.
Yeah, and but also a quick side note: the number one movie according to IMDb in 1995, Seven.
Seven was a good movie. I ruined that movie for the people that were watching with me. I can't say it because if you haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, I the 7 Deadly Sins, and I ruined that movie. Like
terrible
I
human.
knew what was in the box. I knew it was in the box, and I said beforehand. The other one I ruined was Sixth Sense. I ruined it the second time I saw him.
The second time.
Second time I saw him.
No.
I saw him. I was like, yeah.
Damn.
I totally ruined the movie for the people. Like, the people I saw the movies. I can't go to the movies with you anymore. I was like,
again.
I'm sorry. But it was pretty obvious to me.
Yeah.
So,
All right, give me another bad movie.
Okay, another bad movie, or people think it's bad, and I think it's a good movie. All right, I think it's a good Waterworld.
Okay, Kevin Costner.
Yeah, Waterworld. I thought it was a good movie. It bombed. It
bombed.
It absolutely tanked. It bombed. And they spent so much money, but I thought it was okay. I thought it was Mad Max on water. I thought it was a little bit of a steal.
Yeah,
but I still enjoyed the movie. Did you see Waterworld?
I did. I couldn't get through it. I couldn't.
Was that painful for you?
It's one of
You're one of
the
those
few
people.
movies I couldn't get through it. Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, hold on a second. Is Kevin Costner secretly watching Bollox?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think.
Probably.
I don't think Kevin's. He's a little busy. He's a little busy right now.
All right, I got one. I love Highlander, and it's terrible.
Is it terrible?
It's terrible.
Is it terrible,
Watch it
really?
again. It's so bad.
Yeah, and that's what you
But it's
shouldn't do.
amazing.
You shouldn't go back and watch movies.
Oh no!
Like
I
I'm
watched
sure
this,
now-
and it's so bad. It's amazing.
Okay.
Oh, it's great.
All right. So
Christopher Lambert's accent.
That part's horrible.
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
As a Spanish guy.
Spaniard. Yeah.
What is Connery doing himself?
Yeah. Why make him a Spaniard? That doesn't make sense.
And there's people out there who've never seen Highlander.
I haven't.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
There can be only one.
There can be only one.
And the soundtrack, Queen did the soundtrack.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I enjoyed Highlander.
What about
they made a
Highlander
TV show out of it. They made a TV show and they made another one.
No, you can't. No. The sequel stuff is terrible.
What is the movie with the guy who has a chainsaw? It just came to mind. The guy who had the chainsaw, dark
Texas Chainsaw?
No, he had a chainsaw for his hand. Well, watch the comments.
Oh, with
commenters.
Bruce Campbell. Is it Dawn of the Dead?
No, it's not that one. It's your Uncle Chuck's like favorite movie. So keep the comments. Someone's gonna give it to us.
All right. So I actually have a movie for you guys.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you guys have seen it.
Right.
It's called The Room.
Oh, The Room is
I don't know what that is.
amazing. It's extraordinarily shit. And they did they did a movie about it.
yeah.
About it.
Yeah. So basically, so it was James Franco.
James Franco did the movie about
the
it. Yeah.
Disaster Artist. It was really good. So they basically did like a biopic of like the
Yes.
behind the scenes of The Room, of like the worst movie of like all time. But it's like so good, but it's like so bad you have to watch it.
Well, you say James Franco, it's already bad.
No,
Well, so Franco did The Disaster Artist, which is like a biopic about the making of The Room. But The Room is, wow. Again, it's one of those things you cannot believe this was ever made. It's that, it's that bad.
Well, what about Ed Wood?
Ed Wood made what other people would argue is the worst movie of all time. He made Plan 9 from Outer Space.
I meant the movie about Ed Wood.
Oh, Ed Wood, the movie is
Johnny
also
Depp.
fucking terrible.
The movies that he made were awful.
Yeah.
The movie about him making movies, awful.
Yeah. I'll argue there isn't a good Johnny Depp movie.
the first Pirates of the
Lone
Caribbean.
Ranger was awful. Lone Ranger was terrible.
Terrible.
I like the first Pirates.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
And I like
No! Brutal. An abomination.
and I
Sacrilege to the man's memory.
and I actually liked Edward Scissorhands. I'm not gonna lie,
now,
because I got it for what it was.
Okay.
So
Have you ever seen Reefer Madness?
Reefer Madness. No.
Okay.
I
beg you to
I
watch
thought you were
this.
going to go with Running Man.
Oh, Running Man. Oh, with Arnold?
Yeah, but Reefer Madness. Okay.
Reefer Madness.
Yeah.
1936. It was a movie made by a church group. And they wanted to warn people about the dangers of marijuana.
Okay.
And in the movie, if you smoke marijuana, you will become a hit and run driver. You will attempt murder. You will commit murder. You will get involved in conspiracy theories. You will join organized crime. You will commit suicide. You will rape people. You will lose your mind. You will be insane. It's the worst infomercial you've ever seen. And it's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But it was rediscovered in the 1970s, and
Now it's a cult.
it's a cult classic because there's no satire. You couldn't do a satirical movie better than this. And this is done deadly serious. The dangers of smoking marijuana. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. It's just you will find yourself pausing it and just shaking your head so many times.
Yeah,
It's
the Reefer Man.
it's legendary.
All right.
It's legendary.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Because we talked about bad accents.
Yeah.
All right. John Wayne in Gentleman.
Quiet Man,
Okay,
yeah.
we talked about that. Sean Connery in Highlander.
Yeah.
Or Kevin Costner in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, Kevin Costner's terrible in that movie.
He even stopped doing
He
it
did, he gave
halfway through the movie.
He did.
He stopped even trying halfway through the movie. He's like, screw this. There's no reason they're going to show up. I'm
I'm not
Costner.
guy. I don't care. Yeah,
Yeah.
Costner.
He's like,
yeah, because he was such a huge star.
he was so big right then.
Can I tell you what my favorite Costner movie is? And I have a
Mine's
couple.
Field of Dreams, but
Field of Dreams. I fucking love Tin Cup.
No Way Out. I love Tin Cup too.
Yeah, No Way Out's very good.
No Way Out's excellent. So
Yeah.
he had some great movies
had
too.
some
Dances
great
with
movies.
Wolves is excellent.
That's what was. Yeah.
But
Good career.
yeah, Postman not so much.
No, Postman not so much, and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah. Yeah. But he has the hottest series right now on television with
Yellowstone.
Yeah. So, all right.
All right, so one more thing I need to ask. So this is going to be like a generalized answer. I'm going to say some Hallmark movies.
Well, some of those are produced so terrible.
Yeah,
Sometimes those stories are okay,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah,
I feel like Scott Baio could show up at any time.
He could you?
Yeah. Any Hallmark movie, Scott Baio could show up.
Yeah.
I will also give you the Mariah Carey vehicle, which I watched on a bus in Mexico, traveling to Tulum.
Tulum's a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place.
We've been to Tulum.
I was about to almost die of the bends that day, but I watched Glitter.
Oh,
Glitter! On a bus in Mexico.
oh. So we're at the ruins in Tulum, and we hear the monkeys. I mean, did you go to the ruins?
Yeah.
All right. We're at the ruins in Tulum, and we hear the monkeys and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, what's this? And then all of a sudden I hear a monkey threw shit
Oh, yeah.
all over my arm. Yeah.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
They're still mad that we evolved just a little bit further than them.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
Jealous
we have
fuckers.
better use of tools.
That's right.
So
I'll give you one other really shit movie. Flash Gordon.
oh, that was bad.
Flash Gordon.
That was really bad.
And again, Queen did the soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Flash, I love you. But we've only got 14 hours to save the earth.
All right. All right. So it's halfway through.
Halfway through.
We got to talk about our sponsors, and then we're going to move to war animal. Any other? And Blake, are there any in the comments that people have thrown in there at all?
I'll go and check them out while you do the reads.
All right.
Okay.
So we want to talk about this amazing whiskey. Whiskey of the week is the peanut butter whiskey from City Gates Distillery here in St. Augustine.
It's fantastic.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
Like I was like you said, I was skeptical,
It is dangerously smooth.
and they gave me 6 different whiskeys to do, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna knock this one out. You know,
Yeah.
just get it out of the way. And I can tell you this right now, I will be buying a bottle of that.
That's beautiful stuff. It's really, really beautiful stuff. It's right downtown. It's City Gate Distillery because it's right by the
City Gates, and they have tastings there.
They do.
And they do it. They have an amazing tour at the distillery.
Yeah.
So check out both locations. They do just such a wonderful job. Phil and Mike and Will over there, they're just knocking it out of the park.
And if you don't know, the distillery it's in the ice plant, or the ice plant is in the distillery.
Yeah.
And I mean, get the distillery tour. It's a wonderful distillery tour.
Yeah.
And then go upstairs and have dinner at the ice plant.
Yeah.
It's really
It's a
fantastic.
full experience.
And they've done such an incredible job of it.
It's a full experience. All right, 900 Degree Pizza and Pasta, located off Lewis Speedway there, in the little plaza next to the Vibe, right next to the high school. They did an amazing job. They actually were, because of their location, they were out of a lot of the flood areas and stuff like that, so they were able to open earlier than a lot of other places.
Yeah.
They took care of a lot of people.
They did. They gave away a lot of stuff,
Very
too.
given in the community. Very given in the community. All right, Abare, Kresge and Associates, the accountants of accountants.
They are the opposite of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Yeah.
They really
opposite.
are.
Yeah.
These
So-
guys are as good as any accountant you'll ever find. They keep Troy out of jail.
If you start a new business, if you have a business that you want to kind of give a boost to, something like that, they can help you with all of that advice on how to make your money work for you best.
Yeah.
So go see Abare, Kresge and Associates. They do an incredible job. All right, we got to talk about the Beacon Listening Room and Gypsy Cab.
Gypsy Cab. Look, the job that they're doing over there, right? They've expanded the kitchen at Gypsy. The food is incredible. The service is incredible, but it's such a lovely little bar is what the Beacon is.
Yeah.
It's just a lovely place to get a drink.
Well, it's become the music destination on the island.
I think it has. I really do. I think it's filling in that little gap right there, and it's a wonderful
If you go to a concert at the amphitheater, they usually will have an after party at
They
the
will.
Beacon. Keep an eye out for those things. Follow them. They do a great job on their social media on Instagram and Facebook. They Kendra and Frank again, appreciate small business owners that invest back in the community.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being there.
Yeah.
All right, Meehan's Irish Pub. I'm going to be there after the show tonight.
I'm going to be there tomorrow night.
Yeah, I might see you there too. But just when you think of an Irish bar, they
do it right.
They knocked it out of the park. You said it's the best pour.
It's
of Guinness
the best Guinness. It's so
in the
good.
US.
In my opinion, in the US, for sure. But Reggie is from Ireland. Reggie is from Monaghan. It's small town. in Ireland. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's
I was
the difference.
talking to Reggie 2 days ago. I was like, I got this guy on the show. He has a really funny accent. He's like, hey.
Yeah, they're just the best people over there. Like everybody who works there, they're wonderful people. He employs great people, and he's a great guy to work for.
Yeah, no, Kelly and Hubble in the back there just have so much fun in the backyard with those guys, and the weather's beautiful.
Beautiful right now, people.
Beautiful. Not so much last week.
Nope, bit damp last week.
Yeah, it got a little scary last week.
It did a wee bit.
Yeah, St. Augustine Pirate Museum. Just over 800 artifacts, unique. You can't see anything else like this anyplace else in the world.
No, you really
Pat's
can't.
collection of pirates and his love for pirates shows in this museum.
Yeah, it's the attention to detail. That's what makes this place fantastic. And I would encourage anybody who has kids, take them to the Pirate Museum. I know people are always looking, I need something to do with the kids. Take them to the Pirate Museum. It's fantastic. The kids will be incredibly entertained, and so will you.
Yeah, and ask for Captain Mayhem if he's there.
Yeah.
If he's there, ask for
he's
Captain
brilliant.
Mayhem. So before we get to our next topic, how did you do in the storm?
I did okay. We
Okay.
did fine.
Good.
Yeah, house perfect. All good.
I mean, in Matthew, it wasn't so good.
Matthew and Irma, we got a bit wet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I walked
we did.
across the street in Matthew with my little
No, we were
gauge,
okay
and I
this
was like,
time. We've
okay.
a newer house we built up, but yeah, a lot of people in our neighborhood they flooded. It was rough. It was
Well,
rough.
me and Blake were downtown, and the only scary part was when Blake stopped me from going to get my gun to shoot. I wasn't going to shoot the guy,
Okay.
but he was doing damage to my house, so I was going to do
was he
damage.
doing?
He was driving extremely fast
Ow!
in about 3 foot of water and causing a wake to come up on our porch.
I chased a guy down on Friday who was driving through a kid in a truck driving through Davis Shores, and he was because there was another high tide in the mid afternoon.
Yeah, it was a king's tide,
2 o'clock, and he's driving through and he's splashing water up, and I was on my bike because I was going over to somebody's house to try and
To help him out.
So I chased the fucker down, and then he got blocked in by some other people, and I fucking gave him a piece of my mind.
Oh,
Like-
yeah. I literally Blake was, of course, Blake's my conscience.
He is.
So he's my chaperone. He's 21 years old. I'm 55. He's my chaperone. The roles have shifted. That means I did a good job first 10 years.
Sure, you tell yourself that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. But I was going to get my gun.
Yeah, because that's the stuff.
I wasn't going to shoot him. I was going to shoot his truck.
Yeah.
And if the hatchet would have been on the front porch instead of in the back room, I might have just walked up and just hit his truck with the hatchet, because that was going through my head too. I was like, I don't have time to get all the way back to that and get back here. So I stayed on the porch and yelled.
The hatchet sends an interesting message too.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking too. That's what I was thinking too. But the worst one was, and Blake can back up this story. I'm standing in the street in my waders.
Yeah.
All right. A girl is driving down the street. I am standing in my street just like this, like stop. Because beyond us is another foot deeper
Right, it
of
gets
water.
deeper, yeah.
Yeah.
Foot deeper of water.
And in actual, by the way, she was actually going faster than the guy in the truck.
She was going faster than the guy in the truck, but the water wasn't as high when the guy in the truck was there.
True.
But I literally was standing like this, like stop, like truly trying to stop her. And she actually put a wake on me standing in the street. 50 feet down.
Yeah, she stopped.
50 feet down, her entire engine just goes
Yeah.
smoke everywhere. She has a newer car, so we couldn't get into neutral. I get to her, and now she's here. I am looking like Prospector Joe. Like I am completely in rain gear. The beard's probably just dripping, and I'm, she knows she just drove past me.
Yeah.
So now I'm walking up on her, like she's like, oh gosh, and she's like, I mean, I felt bad for her.
Right, because suddenly she can't go anywhere.
Yeah,
she's
suddenly
stuck
she
in the
can't go
water.
anywhere. She was being a smartass going by. 50 feet from there, she turned into like, just a withering wimp.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, roll down your window. I was like, can you get it in neutral? And she's like, no. So I waved the cop. There was a cop down the street. I waved the cop over, who happened to be a female cop. So I was like, all right. I was like, she's scared to death of me. I was like, this is what she did. She goes, she can't move it. And I was like, no, it's not going anywhere. But the bad part was that car had to stay there all day.
Oh, yeah, so
And
nobody could get past it.
It was about every 20 minutes, the alarm would go off until the battery died.
Well, it only happened like 3 times, so it wasn't like as exaggerated as you said was on the
Yeah, but the
morning
battery
show.
died. That's the whole reason it stopped. The battery died. So, but me and Blake were out there dancing to the alarm of the car. So, but it stopped about 8 inches short of being in our house. So it was painful to experience.
Yeah.
So, but for those people out there, our hearts are with you. Call the professionals, get the right insurance help you need. You've been through it a couple times.
Yeah.
And handling the paperwork is everything in the world, putting stuff back together.
Yeah.
So, all right, war animals.
Actually, hold on. We got some breaking news coming out of the real world.
What's that?
The University of Florida has officially found its newest president.
Blake, we don't care.
We really don't care.
Yeah, it's
never mind.
University of Florida, really? University of Florida,
So,
really? Either one of us look like Gator fans.
Okay, true. Never
Yeah,
mind.
all right. No. Who the hell knows who the past president was?
And why would we care?
I don't care.
I mean, it's currently an active senator.
Does
so-
he throw touchdowns? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, he doesn't help.
All right, tell me about some war animals.
All right, well, Blake, go ahead and finish your story. Who is the new president?
Okay. It's currently Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse.
Who?
Okay, kid, why you interrupted our show for that? Oh, what the hell is
wrong
that?
with him?
Why is he? I swear I didn't drop him as a baby. I swear I didn't drop him as a baby.
Hey, look, it's news. Okay, some people are Florida fans, so
Do we look like we're the drink? Just drink. Blake, you're gonna have to drink if you're gonna do stuff like that. All right, war animals. All right,
Go.
Blake, can you put up a picture of our girl Cher Ani?
Cher Ami. The pigeon.
All right. So this pigeon saved 194 soldiers.
194 U.S. soldiers.
194 U.S. soldiers. They were pinned down. All right. They actually started taking fire from the U.S. government. They were taking friendly fire because the U.S. government thought they had already been captured.
Right, this is World War II in the Argonne Forest,
Yep.
1944. Yeah.
The 77th Infantry Division. All right. They had 550 soldiers. All right. They were completely cut off by the Germans.
Yep.
All right. They had tried to send out other pigeons to get a message out. Hey, we're still here.
Back to
we're still fighting. Stop bombing us.
Bombing us.
Stop bombing us. 3 other pigeons died.
Dead.
All right. Cher Amin actually got her leg shot off.
Yeah.
She had a bullet wound through her chest.
Right through the pigeon. Right through her.
Through the pigeon. All right. And she still was able to deliver the message. Luckily, the message was on the other leg. That would have been so depressing, wouldn't it?
Sir, we have a one-legged pigeon. What does it say? I don't know.
Luckily, the message was on the right leg, on the correct leg. So did you put a picture up of Cher there?
yes, I did.
All right.
Did you?
Yeah, but her taxidermy is in the Smithsonian.
It's in the Smithsonian, yeah?
Yeah.
She's a pretty damn famous pigeon.
She's the most famous pigeon I know.
Yeah.
So, and the irony of it is we led with this story because when I started this, I was like, what all animals have like been war heroes?
Yeah.
Because you know War Horse and you see the bomb dogs and stuff like that. So I obviously thought dogs is the number one,
Yeah.
and dogs is the number one.
He's the number one.
The number 2 decorated animal in all war history is a pigeon.
His pigeon. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a British pigeon.
Oh, is
called
there?
Princess the Pigeon.
Of course.
Again, from World War II. And Princess the Pigeon carried messages from Crete to Alexandria in Egypt, 500 miles, several times, relaying important information back and forth. And Princess the Pigeon was given the PDSA Dickin Award, which was created in 1943 during World War II. It's the highest award an animal can receive for military service during war conflicts. And it's the animal equivalent of the Victoria Cross,
Okay.
which is the highest medal that an English or British soldier
can
receive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
like the Silver Star, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, 500 miles.
That's crazy.
500 miles, several times relaying
it's like
important
from here
messages.
to Tennessee.
Yeah, and the messages that this pigeon is bringing is like telling people where to drop bombs.
Yeah.
And what installations to hit.
Yeah.
You know, wow. Pigeons.
That is absolutely crazy.
Isn't it?
It's absolutely crazy. All right, so this one to me was the cutest of the animals I saw.
All right.
All right, and I think you found him too. It was World War One.
Okay.
All right, Sergeant Stubby.
Sergeant Stubby.
Can you put a picture up of Sergeant Stubby there?
It's a dog, right?
Yes,
It is a dog.
It is the dog.
Yeah.
Look at him.
He's a good boy.
Look at him. Look at him right there. All right, and Stubby kind of was really good at learning, because it was a trench war.
Trench war.
So
yeah.
he lived in the trenches with his other troops. He was a sergeant.
Yeah.
He was a decorated sergeant.
For real.
All right. And I think one of the things that he did that really saved him is he caught a spy coming into the trenches and pinned the spy down until but literally that person was going to come in and set bombs and had some other things in it that would have wiped out his whole infantry. He saved his entire infantry.
So I read that he would wake them up in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
He could hear infantry attacks and he could hear artillery incoming.
Yeah, incoming artillery.
Before the human sentries could.
Yeah.
So he'd wake people up to get them the fuck out of there or get them to shelter or get them ready for the attack.
And he's a big dog. So he had a big bellowing bark.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Arr, arr." And like they're like, "Oh, here it goes." Thank you, Stubby.
So the head of the U.S. Armed Forces in World War I was General Pershing, and Pershing personally gave Sergeant Stubby a commendatory gold medal in 1921, 4 years after the war. And the dog was also gassed, like 6 or 7 times.
He was gassed, mustard gas. He was gassed several times, and he stayed with his troops. I mean, he Stubby's a
badass dog.
Stubby's an absolute badass. All right, here's one that I really blew me away.
Okay.
Wait, you have another one?
Okay, so I got one. It's a more recent one. Again, it's a British dog, but it was called Trio, and he was a black lab, and he served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Recently, and he was awarded this the British Animal, the PDSA Dickin Award in 2010. Now, I liked him because he was a member of the Royal Irish Regiment, which is an actual regiment of the British Army.
Okay.
And he's a bomb-sniffing dog. And he sniffed out a daisy chain IED, which
would have led.
Yeah,
would have led.
One of those like, yeah. And so he was awarded this because who knows how many soldiers would have been killed. They were crossing enemy territory in Afghanistan in 2010, and it was a daisy chain IED, and he sniffed it out, and probably saved everybody who was on that.
On the entire.
on that mission. Yeah. So
you don't know
Trio
how
the
many he
Black
saved.
Lab.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good job, Trio.
Hell yeah.
And he's a black lab.
Black lab.
So he's all slobbery and loving and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, this one's not so slobbery. It might be slobbery, but not loving.
Yeah, you're not cuddling. Well, maybe.
All right.
I don't know.
And how would you say his name?
I think it's Wojek. I think.
I have Wotek.
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 Wotek. Yeah. I think that's it.
And I never knew that there were bears that were in the military.
Yeah.
It was Polish.
Yeah.
So he was adopted by Polish soldiers in 1942, World War II. And they used Wojciech, and did I send you a picture of him? There he is right there. All right. They used this bear. He's a 440-pound bear to carry ammo.
Yeah.
They used him like a pack mule.
Yeah.
All right. And he would carry the heavy artillery and rounds of guns. He survived the war and ended up in the zoo in Edinburgh.
Yeah, in Edinburgh, in Scotland.
Yeah.
That's where he finished up. They found them. There was a bunch of Poles. They were in prison camps in Siberia, and they were released. And they were released because Germany had invaded Soviet Union.
Yes.
And the Soviets were like, "Fuck, we don't care about the Poles anymore.
We don't care about Poles. They don't.
So
have
they
anything.
released them. They found the bear cub, brought him back, and then he stayed with the unit, and then when that same unit was transferred to Egypt a year later, he was no longer a little cute bear cub. He was 440 pounds.
Didn't they have to make him a part of, because you couldn't have pets?
Right. They had to make him a soldier.
They had to make him a soldier because you couldn't have pets.
Yeah.
So he was commissioned as a soldier.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't have pets.
But I love the fact that he carried the heaviest of artillery.
Yeah.
And apparently he could carry the equivalent of what 4-pack regular horses or mules could carry. Wojciech the bear, or Wojciech, or whatever his name was, could carry.
That's so crazy. I had no idea.
And apparently he liked to drink beer.
Well, what bear doesn't?
Right. You know, I just have this image of them walking along, popping cans, you know, on the bear, like, like. I have him speaking like a Wookiee in my head as well. You know?
Yeah, of course. Like just
brown,
throwing back the beers, like
yeah, mental, right?
Yeah,
absolutely mental. All right,
what else? What else you got?
So I'm going all the way back to Hannibal and his elephants.
Oh, with the elephants, yeah.
Right.
That had to be so freaky when he cleared the mountains and they saw those elephants for the first time.
So he comes. It's 225, 227 BCE.
Yeah.
He comes across from North Africa in Carthage, like modern day kind of Morocco, that neck of the woods. They go into Spain. They come across the Gibraltar Straits into Spain. He marches the army through Spain with the elephants, over the Pyrenees, over the Alps, and then they backdoor Rome.
Yeah.
Like the Romans are waiting for Carthage to come, Leo, from
like
the south.
Yeah, right from the south.
And they come.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the elephants.
Took the long route.
Took the long route.
But what do you think the Roman army was thinking when? Because they'd never seen
an elephant. Yeah.
I mean, they had to think, okay, that's from a different world.
Yeah. So I was in the summer of 2001. I was in Salamanca in Spain, and Hannibal brought the elephants through there. And there's a river gorge, and Hannibal built a temporary bridge in 223 BCE to get the elephants across, and the bridge is still there.
How many elephants did he have?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But imagine building a temporary bridge.
Yeah. That's still around.
They're still there.
Yeah.
And still used. Yeah. Elephants. Elephant warfare. You imagine seeing an elephant for the first time and they're charging at you?
Yeah. Was someone screaming a different language?
And they came out of the Alps. You're like, the fuck is that?
I'm not going up those hills.
Yeah.
All right. So I think the weirdest one I have.
Okay.
And I'll come back to that one. But the weirdest one I have is and I can't say his name, Siwash, and it was a duck.
Yes.
Did you have this one?
I read the story. I don't have it with me. But yes, it's a duck.
It's a duck. All right. And this duck, when they were invading the island of Tarawa, thousands of Marines clashed with thousands of Japanese soldiers in an effort to control a 2-mile wide speck of land. Amidst the fierce fighting on the beach, an American duck flew from ship to shore to attack a Japanese rooster.
This is a real story.
This entire battle is going on. This duck finds this rooster, and they start fighting.
Yeah. Why is there a duck on the American ship?
The duck of the 1st Battalion, 10th Marines, all right, according to Marine Corps, refused medical aid.
The duck refused medical aid? Like, how does a duck refuse medical aid?
Because it received several pecks.
All right.
Refused medical aid until the other Marines were taken care of. So, and he was actually awarded a medal for the fighting effort, and I don't think they gave him a Purple Heart, but it was, it was the most ridiculous of the war hero stories that I had. And he didn't save anybody. All he did was he flew in, he found that rooster. He's like, screw that Japanese rooster. I'm going after him. So
that is truly.
You can't make that up.
You really can't. That is one of the most. I wonder, is there a Daffy Duck based on that? I'm not saying Daffy Duck is based on that, but I wonder, is there a Daffy Duck Looney Tunes cartoon that has that episode or something like
I don't
it.
know. Fighting a Rooster with Foghorn Leghorn.
I don't know. Maybe.
If Foghorn Leghorn was not Southern, he was Japanese.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're a chicken hawk.
So I found another one.
Right.
Again, kind of silly. 1949, British ship fighting in some bizarre, slightly obscure war in China, sailing up the Yangtze River, and they're blown up, and a bunch of people are killed, and the boat is stuck. And it's Simon the cat. Simon, the cat, who was smuggled onto the boat by his 17-year-old owner, and he was awarded basically the Animal Victoria Cross posthumously because the poor cat died in quarantine coming back into England. But Simon the cat, when they're stuck in the Yangtze River, suddenly the boat is just inundated with rats, and apparently this one cat killed several hundred rats over the course of a couple of days.
Probably saved a lot of diseases.
Right, that they reckon he saved so many men from diseases. And fuck, rats attacking you.
Oh yeah,
yeah, kept morale up, all that. But several hundred rats.
He probably lived. That cat lived so high on the hog, man.
Oh, for sure.
That could be a word origin.
High on the hog.
High on the hog.
I would like to do that. Yeah. So I came across some other ones. There was horses in World War One.
Yeah,
there was a couple
of
the movie
horses. War Horse is kind of where I came from. That's how I came up with the idea of this being a.
So they gave they gave an award to a war horse just a couple of years ago, but it was basically dedicated to all the animals that served in World War One.
Yeah,
because they were still using horses, particularly in the first part of the war.
Yeah,
General Kitchener of the British Army believed that. A machine gun's ability to stop a charging horse was vastly overrated. He was wrong.
Yeah, that would stop him.
Yeah, like he was wrong on an awful lot of things in the early part of the war. Yeah. But thousands upon thousands of horses were killed in World War One, and they were used for all kinds of transporting and charging and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah. So like. On the morning show, I talked about the first train robbery happened today in 1866, where they came on horseback and they attacked a moving train. It's the first time they attacked a moving train from the horse. But it was horses were such utilitarian. I mean, there were so many great uses for them. I mean, in farming and everything else. So I mean, what the horse has done for our society is amazing. All right, here's a trivia question for you.
Go on.
All right, Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt was his military group was called?
The Rough Riders.
Rough Riders. They were a cavalry group.
Yeah.
All right. Rough Riders are famous for what battle?
Shit, I don't know. Something about a hill.
Battle of San Juan Hill.
San Juan Hill. Okay.
All right. So it was in Puerto Rico, the Battle of San Juan Hill. All right. You know how many horses they had?
Not a clue.
One. They couldn't travel the horses over. It wasn't cost effective to travel the horses over to Puerto Rico. They took only the head. Roosevelt was second in command. He wasn't even the first in command. He was second. But the legend is he was first in command. Blake, there's nothing on that screen. But there was only one horse in the Battle of San Juan Hill with the Rough Riders. And the way it sounds in history books is, they just charged that hill with all these horses.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
Wow. So I always remember the story from the Crimean War, middle 19th century, the Crimea, which of course Russia's occupied now in Ukraine. And Alfred Lord Tennyson's famous poem, the Charge of the Light Brigade.
Yeah.
And I remember reading the poem as a child in school, and it was very heroic, half a league on road the 600. And years later, I'm reading the history of this battle, and it's cavalry, 600 men charging at Russian artillery.
Yeah.
And they are just blown to smithereens.
Yeah, they're just smoked.
They're just absolutely annihilated. Yeah. Like, there's no winning, there's no heroes.
But they weren't trying to win. They were trying to prove a point, right?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All those poor horses.
Yeah. Yeah. the guys writing them didn't do so well either.
No, they didn't.
All right, you know what? That's actually the end of our show.
That is it.
That's the end of our show. I want to thank you for coming in. I appreciate you being here every week. Thank you again to all our amazing sponsors.
Yeah, thanks, guys. The sponsors, thank you.
City Gates Distillery, St. Augustine Distillery, 900 Degree Pizza and Pasta, Abare, Kresge and Associates, The Beacon Listening Room, Gypsy Cab, Meehan's Irish Pub, and St. Augustine Pirate Museum. We appreciate you guys. We couldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, and everybody, please support local businesses. It's what makes this town. It's, you know,
it really is.
These guys are so generous, you know, with their money, with their time, and they support us tremendously. And you know, they give Troy whiskey, so yeah, it's wonderful.
It doesn't make them bad people at all. But you know, good luck with everything that's out there. I know we've had a rough time. Appreciate you guys giving us your time this week. I know your time is very valuable. Thank you. This is Bollox Talks and Tangents, and we'll be right back next week.
See you then.